It's Carl, the Chandlerette. And
That's
now,
the first thing I see. That's so sorry. I'm sorry. This kid's dressed up as Carl right up here. That's so good.
we want to get him some pudding.
Ah, yes.
And now a message from the king, Corey Payton.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
You guys are here so nice and early. That's awesome. Was there any traffic? No? Good, good. Okay, that's lovely. I always talk like Morgan Freeman when I get into traffic. Just to calm myself down, it's like, they say sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic is one of the worst ways to spend an afternoon. But if you breathe and think of your friends and loved ones in Shawshank Prison, then I feel better about myself.
Woo! Once a voice actor, always a voice actor. So guys, you both had really different arcs in the show. Again, Chandler, you were there from day one, and how many times did they make you do that?
Oh God, I was like 10 years old. It's so long ago.
He's a one-take wonder, this guy.
No, it was like I don't know. I mean, they only had the one shot of our coverage. That was like, a pretty long lens. So it was like it was really only a handful of takes. They didn't like go in super tight and get a bunch of different angles and shots of that. It was really just like one static thing, and we kind of couldn't because we had limited daylight, and we're shooting on film, so it's like every shot is like precious. Thousands of dollars. Yeah.
The thing about the show is, and this started at the beginning, but it was still happening when I came on in season 7, is that we didn't shoot this show like it was like some big budget fancy thing. It always felt like we were shooting an independent movie in the middle of the woods, and it was like, get it, cram as much as you can in this day. It's like hour 17, and we're still, until some producer from on high comes down and we're like, shut it down. We're not paying all these people overtime. Go to bed. But they were literally trying to jam it all in, and so exactly, and so it was all exactly. Tom Luce comes down and is like,
my producer, the guy that does all the budget.
The calmest, but he's a big man, but he's really calm. He's like, all right, guys, that's enough. And but until then, Nicotero's like, throw more blood on it. Do it again. Let's, go.
4 more pages. We can do it.
Yeah, we can do it. And so you only had maybe 1, 2, or 3 shots to get it right, and then we're moving on. We don't have time. We gotta, We're trying to make an epic in that little bit of time. It's like, get it right and move on, because they're spending all the money on zombie effects.
When you found out your character was dying in the show, did you want to be a walker?
No, that was not. I didn't think it would like, I don't know. I'd always, like, before I knew that my character was gonna leave the show, I was always like, if Carl were to die, I want like, explosions and like gunshots, like go out like a hero and saving the day. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what happened. Got the explosions. This is, the Sabres were blowing up Alexandria, and Carl, got to save the day. He got to like save kind of all of Alexandria and go out like a hero by not letting himself turn into a walker. So I kind of got everything that I could ever want for Carl's death.
Yeah, and plus that makeup is no joke, man.
Yeah,
the people in the background, our walkers are those featured performers. It is you always think, man, that would be the best job. It's the worst job. It was already so hot and so disgusting in that Georgia heat, and when you weren't in that canopy of the trees, if you were on the street and you have that heat like bouncing back up on you, and you got a mask on and all of this crap, and everybody's worried about all of this other stuff, and you're just lying on the ground waiting. And sometimes I was I was just amazed and honestly a little worried, just to make sure that everybody was taken care of, because it's long. Like you said, we weren't working 8-hour days. We weren't even working 12-hour days. We were working like 14, 15-hour days. And and by the and so you're talking about these people who came and got into makeup early.
Like 4 in the morning early, like to get there.
Yeah. I felt like I was getting there pretty early because I always had to get the wig on. But those guys were there even before me, And so, what they were doing was no joke.
Yeah.
And if you could die without being a zombie, that's a pretty good deal.
When you filmed the winter scenes, was it still hotter? And was it in the heat of Atlanta, or?
I mean, it was better. It was better than it was. I'm still pissed off at Robert Kirkman because by the time Ezekiel was in the comic books, he knew we shot in Georgia in the summertime. Okay, we actually didn't shoot in the winter. We were done by mid-October. But just creeping into November, I guess. And but we really, because we needed those long days, those long sunlit days of the summer to shoot this thing. So we were there in the summer most of the time. And I was like, you made Ezekiel and you gave him a jacket and then another jacket and then something else to put on along with all of his hair. You knew somebody was gonna have to play this guy in Georgia, Next time, just keep his Hawaiian shirt on it. Let me be free. Yeah.
Again, anybody have any questions? Oh, look, Carl's right up there.
There you go. I just want to shout out to my Sims people over here. I was the voice of Sims for like 3 or 4 years. So, in Kabeto Nimba, Temple Kending Samen. Absolutely. You know what? For a while, I couldn't even think straight after 3 days of speaking Simlish, and I would just get I would pull out the baseball box scores and start reading names backwards. I don't know how many times I said Encarnacion, but backwards. Yeah. All right. We'll talk later.
Hi, I'm Raiden, and how did you spend so long with this eye patch on?
I was about to ask you the same thing, man.
Yeah.
Because it is terrible, right? You got no depth perception. Yeah, I'll tell you, I have never felt more fear course through my veins than when I'm in the middle of the scene in the woods, got the eye patch on, and I just hear a wasp just buzzing around on the side of my face that I can't see it, and I can't react to it. I'm in the middle of the scene, and then it comes into my field of view, but I can't tell how far away it is. I don't know if I'm about to get stung in my face or if it's at a safe distance. It is terrifying. Yeah, I'm bumping into things.
I'm hoping to see you in more live action stuff. But 2 questions. One, you seem to have a real Melissa. Does that come with your time off the screen or on the screen? And then for Carl, as a 10-year-old, was that a real handgun they put in your hand, or was it a prop that was real lightweight? Because you seem to handle it pretty well as a 10-year-old.
I'll let Kari answer.
Okay. I mean, no. Every moment you spend with Melissa is amazing. She's the best acting teacher I've ever had, and it's crazy that it was there are things that she notices. She was a casting director before she was the brilliant Darabont was like, no, you actually need to be in front of the camera doing this. But I think that being a casting director, she picks up on things. She notices little things, and she would always do that when I was in a scene. If I was struggling with why would I do what they're asking me to do in the script? You gotta justify it. You gotta figure out where, and make it genuine. And she would always have this moment, and she would piss me off too sometimes because she was so amazing. We'd be in a scene and she'd be crying. The tears come down her face. It's amazing. The director goes cut, and she's like, "I'm sorry, we have to do that again." And I was like, "Why? What's been?" She was like, "I was crying for the wrong reason." She was like, I was thinking about, Carol's daughter, and that's not what this scene is about. I need to be thinking about her. And I was like, oh, who are you? You're
Friend who was too nervous nervous to come up here and ask this. What are your thoughts on the bad lip reading Carl Papa?
I love it. I love it. It's so good. Oh man, I remember
So good.
when the first one came out. I was like, I think I was like 12 or 13. And I was going around showing everyone on the crew. I was like, look at the funny that this is, you know. It was like YouTube was like just a thing. So it was like it was just such a blast just showing everyone the video. And then it's just crazy that it's been 10 years since that video has come out.
Is that crazy?
And so, yeah, and people, I still get asked about it, and people love it, and people still want me to say "Lajiggy Jar Jar Do." Still want me to write Carl Papa when I sign things.
We got 3 people. I bet we can answer these questions. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
Great. Lightning round.
Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm super excited y'all are here. So I was gonna ask the tiger question, but I do have another question. So did anyone witness Michonne's character? Is her name pronounced Danae?
Deny.
Danae. Oh. Did anyone witness her draw her katana from her back?
Yes, absolutely. She's got extra long arms. Here's the thing about Danae is that she's almost not human. Okay, she's like literally one of these superhuman. You ever get a hug from Danae or just a handshake from Danae? She will break you in two. She is just an absolute amazing athletic woman, but her arms are actually a little longer than most because you can't actually do that.
No,
Most people can't pull a katana like that, but she can because her arms are just long enough to be able to throw that thing out there. So when she's doing that in slow motion, it's just because she's the only one who can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next one. real
Lightning
quick.
round number 2.
Did the series end like you expected to?
No.
Okay, hi, my name's Emma. I just had a question for Chandler. I wanted to know how it was to transition from your role as Carl that you put a lot of effort into, and I mean literally like your whole life, and transitioning into acting as an adult. And do you feel like you ever get typecast as like, well, everybody just sees me as Carl, so I can't really grow into, how is that transition?
No, it's been the weirdest and coolest thing like ever. I remember actually I did a show up in Vancouver, like a year and a half or so after I wrapped on Walking Dead, and it was just like the first time that I was on set and I wasn't a kid. You know, I could like go and hang out with the rest of the cast and them not feel like weird that they're hanging out with a 14-year-old, you know? I was like 19, and like that's the legal drinking age in Canada, so I was like, I could go to the bar with like the cast. It was great to like be able to like socialize with the rest of the cast and hang out with them. It was great. So yeah, it's been awesome just, you know, kind of being my own person on set and kind of growing into this next role. Awesome.
And can I just say to just end everything, if everybody could grow up on the set of The Walking Dead, I think it would be amazing for everyone because this guy this is one of the coolest things to watch. He was barely a boy when I met him, but he's one of the best young men you will ever meet. One of the best young men you will ever meet. And you see it sometimes where kids kind of they don't maybe they come up in this business and they get like a warped sense of reality. But man, from Andy and everybody else to his parents to everyone, whatever they did and whatever's inside this kid, it's a beautiful thing. And I just want you guys to know that he's a great young man, and it's been a pleasure watching him grow.
Thank you both.
Chandler, Kari, thank you so much. These guys are going to be at the Bay Center for the rest of the time. If you want to go up, say hi. Thank you so much. And remember, there's the organ recital going on just next door in the sanctuary, and